Hey everyone, so in this video we're going to be talking about this rabbit setup. I've had this set up for about 6 months. I wanted to really test it out to make sure it works real well before I make a video. So I'm going to give you guys a quick tour, make this pretty easy. So first off, I got metal uprights and beams, and I use that instead of wood. It's a lot fast, it's a little bit more expensive, it's a lot faster, but the resale value on it is 100%. So, I can't recall what I bought them at. I think the beams were 25 bucks each and the uprights were 100. So you can do the math here. 400 in uprights, about $300 in beams, roughly. So 700 bucks on the structure. Cages I got from KW Cages. These are the best cages you can ever buy. Baby savers built in, really nice door latches, pop open, close. Okay, just like that. This another good thing about this is it's magnetic. So I have these little things here. She's pregnant, so on. If it's red, it means they're not pregnant. I got the bolt-on feeders, so we can keep their feed in here. Now, I don't like putting too much feed in here unless they have babies because it'll start to get soft because we're in high humidity here in Tennessee. Got my little tags there. That's for me to keep track of pedigree stuff. And then I have this poop chute. So this is basically just a piece of corrugated metal that's not corrugated, just a flat piece before it goes to the corrugator. And it's just, I bent it a couple spots. There's a cable running along the edge to kind of give it a little ramp. Goes down in these bins, goes into the back here, collects. There's a hardware cloth there. Goes in and comes out here with pee. So it keeps it somewhat dry. It's not perfect. I gotta revamp this situation a little bit better, but I like it. Bins they keep the poop pretty dry. It's not, there's a lot of feed in here because some of these guys like to waste feed, and that's fine. It happens. But here you can see some spots where it's a little bit damp. So I don't really want to grab that stuff because it'll just stick to my hands. Anyways, I sell manure and I sell rabbit urine, and there's lots of uses for that stuff. I'm not really going to get into that right now, but this is a very good collection system to collect both. Now this is the urine. I dump this usually once a day. Unless I have an order, then I just kind of funnel it into a jug or however much they order. But this is where all the pee comes. There's no poop in here. It's just pee. If you look under here, there's a gutter system, and that collects all the urine, all the liquid. And then, of course, manure is here, and it gets dried on a drying rack, and then it gets sold as well. So, run you through some more of this stuff. I really like this system a lot. Now, my previous system was wood built. Took me a whole week to build it. Set post, all kinds of stuff. This pallet racking here, this stuff took me to set up this whole thing without the cages, just a structure. Took me about an hour. So we're talking an hour versus a week. There's a huge difference. Hanging all these cages took about, I don't know, a few hours. They had to build the cages. Right now I just have them on here with some pretty thick zip ties. I got to come back over here with metal and do that, and I'm going to do that soon. You see here how it's red? It means she's not pregnant. I'm not going to breed her for another couple of weeks. I don't need to breed her. So, I don't breed them all the time. I have a resting board in here for them, so they have that. And then, of course, they get watermelon and stuff like that, cucumbers. We grow a lot of cucumbers. Actually, we have a ton of cucumbers over there in those raised beds. And we can't eat that many cucumbers, so we give them to the rabbits. All right, back to this. Now, it's hot here in Tennessee. It can get up to 100 degrees. You got to keep these rabbits comfortable, right? And the way to do that, we got a couple big fans here. And it doesn't look like they're going, but they're going real fast. As just the camera's picking up those frames. And we have a shade cloth here to block that morning sun. So the sun, pretty soon the sun's going to be, you can see it there. Pretty soon it's going to be too high. It's not really going to affect them that much. But these fans are key. So I got these at Tractor Supply for $150 each if you're looking for something like that. These sunshades were probably $20 each, and they're 20 by 40, 20 by 20. Yeah, they're doubled over, but they're 20 foot long. So yeah, they're like 20 by 10 or 20 by 20, something like that. But they were relatively pretty cheap. This is the setup. Let me show you the water. So I have a shelf system over here. I just kind of keep all my nesting boxes and supplies, things like that. Just, you know, use these and I just swap them out as needed. But here's where I keep my water at. Now this thing is full of water. I'll go around the back and show you guys. So the back here is a water rail. I have this little bung spout thing, plugs right into this, hooks up to a clear tube so I can check for algae. There's no algae in there. And then it hits up with this little connector here, goes into a PVC rail. This is 3/4 inch, and then it has heat tape on there. It's not plugged in right now, but in the wintertime it gets plugged in. All right, so as you can see, it goes all the way down. Now on each of these cages, there's a nipple. That nipple is there so that we can have water, and I'll show you real quick. So you just kind of go in here, you press in this, and water comes out. See that? Lots of water. We got plenty of water here. Don't got to worry about that at all. Now, I feel sorry for people who are out here changing waters on their cages every day. I got 9 cages here. It'd be a lot of work. Now, I did that in the beginning when I didn't know any better. But to be honest, 9 bottles of water is going to cost more than this whole setup. Now, this is, I got this for $10, but you can get these for about 25. The bunghole thing was 25. All the PVC was probably another 20. And then if you're not counting the heat tape, then yeah, you're probably around the same price. Count the heat tape, you know, it's gonna add another 30 to 40 bucks. The water nipples were like $1 each. Totally worth it. I've only had to replace one on this thing in 6 months. That's because it was just faulty. It happens sometimes. They get debris in there, they leak, whatnot. So these are some of my rabbits. Now I do Rex only, and these guys, they are pretty good looking. She's a tricolor. She's an old girl. She is a broken caster. She is a great rabbit. I have a lot of good, like, I don't like getting rid of my old rabbits because they're good mothers, you know. She's a young girl. She's a Harley Quinn colored, but she's not really Harley Quinn like pattern, which, you know, I'm trying to work towards that. I had a couple of good ones, but they get sold or something happens. Here's another Harley Quinn. She's a pedigreed girl. She's a really nice looking girl, but she doesn't have the Harley Quinn face either. Got some nice little growouts in here. Magpie colors. Mother's magpie color. She's not a magpie, but she's colored magpie. Got a caster. She's a good girl too. Just taking a nap. Got a broken blue in here. She produces a ton of white babies, and that's just, you know, some rabbits are more prone to that. There's a bunch of rabbits under here. I'll show you guys. I mean, we're here. Got to fill out this video, right? I'll just move this. I got a bunch. Now these guys are right at 6 weeks, so they'll be coming out of here real soon. And yeah, looking good. Broken black. She's another broken caster, and she's a blue. And she's pregnant. She's actually just put the nest cage in today. I got a few more on the other side. I'm not going to show you that setup. I'll show you guys this setup. It's expensive. I understand that. Not everyone has the same budget, but if you can buy some of this racking, it lasts forever. Yeah, it rusts a little bit, but so what? I mean, it's just rust. It's not rusting through or anything like that. And you can paint it if you want to, but this stuff was already rusty when I got it. Now, the resale value on this is pretty much 100%. If you, in a couple of years, 10 years from now, when I want to resell this stuff, don't want it anymore, I just get rid of it, and I can pretty much recoup almost all the costs I put into it. Whereas the wood stuff, you're not recouping that. It's all just wood. It's been cut down to size and got a bunch of nails in it and whatnot. This stuff, there's no hardware. It just slides right in there. You got these little things that hold it into place. This is it's called a teardrop system, and it works out really well. This metal, I got it for $20 a sheet, and my buddy had a break, so we bent it up there and bent it down here to wrap around here to make it more rigid so it didn't crease. Bins I got for free, but you can use any bins. I just made it out of these bins because I have access to these bins. I put a piece of gutter here just to kind of prevent things from falling down into the in between the cracks. And this stuff is just sitting on some plywood with a hole cut in it for the drain system. And underneath that, of course, is the gutters. So again, I think it's a really good setup. It's clean, doesn't take up too much space. I have it under a lean-to. You know, I didn't have to build a roof, which is great. For me, this worked out real well. Some people don't have that luxury. They have to actually build a whole structure or put it in a barn or something like that. But again, worked out for me. And then, of course, I have these little things. You can get these on Amazon too. I also have some that are magnetic. I just threw a magnet in the back here, you know, and just set it up like that. It's nice to have magnet stuff on here because you can do all kinds of things for tags and any kind of documentation you want to do on here. It's easy to slap a magnet on here and not worry about it blowing away or getting chewed up. These things hanging like this, rabbits will get up here and they'll chew the corners. They just like to chew on stuff, they're rabbits. But very clean setup, and I just wanted you guys to see this. I've been saying I'd make a video on it, and I just haven't got around to it. It's so hot here in the summertime, you don't want to make videos. It's just annoying. And if you need to clean this, you can either spray it down or get a scraper. I have a scraper here. It's just a little wire scraper. It's a wire brush. I use this all the time, but you know, you can come down here and you can scrape this stuff out of the way. Scrapes right off, you know. You got chunks like that, it'll scrape them off. Also, if you have any dried manure, because sometimes rabbits get a little runny manure like this, come in here and you just kind of scrape the bottom, and that'll scrape away anything that's there. Just like that. So get yourself one of these things. They work out pretty good. All right, folks. Well, if you guys like watching these kind of videos or you want more rabbit videos, you know, tell me in the comments below. I don't make as many videos as I used to. Just not really. I stay busy with a bunch of other stuff, and I try to make a bunch of shorts because they're easy to make and really only take a minute. But if you guys want more videos, leave some comments, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and thanks for watching.